Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my goodness, episode 82 of the Get Reelisms podcast. Freaking nuts. My name is, I know, my name is Adam Chase Rani, y'all.
And my name is Christine Chen.
And my name's Elizabeth Trieu.
Friend of the podcast, she's back. Shit. That's awesome. Welcome, Elizabeth. We love you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I love your plant.
Thank you.
Love your plant.
I was hugging it earlier. I was like, I'm nervous. I don't know why, but maybe if I hug a plant.
I love plant. So
I have to tell a very funny story about
Go
a
ahead.
plant.
go ahead.
There's an echo. Oh, there's an echo. Somebody's echoing, by the way.
Probably me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Just turn down your Instagram, basically.
Yeah, just turn down your phone. That's
Turn
it.
down your phone so that it's not playing back into your computer.
Is that better? No.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah.
Can I? Okay.
Can
Can
I
I?
say that better? Hopefully, I hear
One's in chat if you can hear us and there's no echo.
Should I mute on my end? On
If
the,
basically you want to mute your phone so it doesn't play into your computer.
Well, just turn down your phone all the way down. Yeah,
And-
see, there's
and-
no echo. We're good.
You've got to put. Do you have earbuds?
I don't. Well, hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, go
Put
ahead.
your earbuds into your computer.
Because the alternative is she can just have Facebook, like her laptop up, and she could just turn down her phone. That will reduce the echo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully she can have the earbuds because what's happening is her.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, it's
also
preferable.
echoing. It's also playing into the Instagrams. What's going on? So she's hearing the sound.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and
Okay.
that sound is playing directly into the phone, which is what's causing the echo. So.
Gotcha. Copy
yeah.
that. Okay. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait a second. But ladies and
I'll
gentlemen,
tell a
welcome.
story of the plant.
Okay.
So
Please, go
Roxy and I went to go look for random stuff, and we walked into a plant store, and I had a kind of an existential crisis where I looked at the plants and realized I hadn't had a plant, a living thing, in like 5 years. And I really wanted a plant, but I was like, am I ready to commit to a plant? So it was a lot of back and forth, and I finally made the commitment that I am buying a plant. So I bought a cute succulent, but now I have to keep it alive. So we'll see what happens.
Now I bear the responsibility of having responsibilities now.
Yes.
Damn it.
Now I bear the responsibilities of having responsibilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question: does this change every? I'm now plugged into my cell phone for the Instagram, but
Okay.
if I know that there are these earbuds that are my friends, and I could also earbud it to the computer.
So what's going on is that the sound that's playing through your computer is being picked up by your phone, and hence
Got it.
the echo, right? And so that's why earbudding it to the computer and then also muting your phone or decreasing the sound is going to
I decreased the sound on my phone, but it feels like it's not working. So let me try this.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay. Take your time. Yeah.
Can you show us your plant, Christine?
Oh yes. Stand by.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Here's the plant.
My goodness, how
My
adorable!
commitment. I now have to keep this thing alive.
It's a sweet pot you got in there. Is that like a cat
Right?
pot? that a
It's a
cat?
lion, I think.
Lion?
It's a
That's
lion
chill.
pot. Yeah. I got it because I really like this particular plant here because it's this lime green. Yeah, extreme lime green. So, and it lives in my bathroom because hopefully the steam of taking a shower will continue to water it type thing. So, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a whole thing. Roxy saw me like go through many emotions as I debated about whether or not I was ready for this relationship.
For a plant too.
With the
It's kind of
plant.
funny. had an existential crisis for a
I
house
was like,
plant.
oh God. Yeah, no, I didn't realize I hadn't had a living thing in a very long time. So I guess the last 3 years has been kind of a shit show. So in terms of me not being in one place for more than, unless I'm working for like,
You've been traveling, Christine.
yeah, I've been traveling like crazy. So it's yeah. So it's, besides the pandemic was the longest I was I'd stayed put somewhere. So, but yeah, so that's the story with the plant. And
How fun.
what's the story with your car?
Well, I still don't have a car, ladies and gentlemen. I know this has been several months in the making. Actually, no, we're going to be pushing 2 years next week. How fun. How fun. It's going to be the longest haven't had a car. And just like Christine's next story, I quit having a car. I'm done. No more cars anymore. I'm gonna ride my bike everywhere, and I'm just gonna take an Uber because I'm fucking done. I swear. I mean, like, the dealerships honestly are the bane of anyone's existence, because sometimes when you have information that is on the internet, honestly, it could go either way. And I'm kind of I'm already privy to that notion. But when you have a car that is just like sitting in a dealership and you wonder why it's not selling, it's probably because how you're advertising it, and you go to the dealership, it's not actually the price of the car that you think it is. So I quite don't understand it. And for dealerships that do that, with peace and love, fuck that shit. I'm sorry. Peace and love, everybody. If you work in a dealership, God bless you. Take care, and I love you. But my God, it's the dealerships are a racket. So it's been an up and down thing. But
I'm telling you, Facebook Marketplace.
you would think the Facebook Marketplace would be awesome, but actually, it's okay. There's cars. I'll say that there's cars, not the car that I want though, not the car that I need at least. But yes, that is definitely an option that I don't mind looking through. But it's just like one of those things where I'm like,
you're going to get a car. We're gonna manifest this. It's going to happen.
Honestly, I'm okay. Like,
I'll talk him down and then I'll farkle with him. So
yeah, see, listen, that's all I need. That's all I need.
Okay, quick question. Is this better? I'm trying to figure out.
I believe so. Melissa, I think, said it was better, right, Melissa? She'll text back and say it's whether it's
you plugged into the computer.
So I ended up. I never thought that these tech issues would be so issuey.
Okay.
I muted the sound actually on the laptop, and I can hear you some from the phone now.
Okay.
So at least I can hear, as long as it's not affecting the viewers.
That should be okay, as long as you make sure that you're playing the.
It is picking up on the
You still can hear it.
You need to put the earbud into the phone now.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Oh man, I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. It's fine. We've had almost 60 episodes between Christine and I with horrible audio issues.
It out. Yeah,
we figured it out.
So you just can't have any audio playing that will be picked up by one or the other device is the issue.
Right. Okay. So how does this sound? Is this better?
Yes.
Because now
I don't hear myself. So yeah, I think we're good.
This is much better. Very good. Oh, hi, Eric. Yes.
Hi, Eric.
Better. Yes. Good. Look,
friend of the podcast, Eric, right?
Eric only shows up when Elizabeth is on.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, wow, my goodness.
We should just bring Eric into the podcast.
Hi, Eric.
Do y'all want to? I mean, it's up to you.
Well, in a few, we still have some stuff we have to talk about.
Sure.
So
yeah. All right. Well,
like
nobody
our
cares
movie.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear my shit. So go ahead, Christine. Take it away.
Oh yeah, mine's not that interesting either. Except that I have decided that I am going to go into retirement when it comes to indie films for ADing. I think the issue is that, and it's nobody's fault. It's just at a certain budget level, you just have certain resources, and you still expect the world from somebody, yet you're not able to give them what they need to make it worthwhile for them to give you their world. So there is, long story short, there was a lot of miscommunication on the set that I was going to be on, and one person thought that I was going to be there earlier in person when I was being told that I was virtual for a certain week, and since I don't live in Austin, it's like not possible for me to just uproot my entire life for somebody's miscommunication. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's all good. So yeah, I got a call last minute being like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm on my way." I was literally in El Paso, 8 hours away from Austin. And they're like, "Oh, you were supposed to be here at 9 a.m." And I'm like, nowhere on the prep schedule does it say that I'm supposed to be somewhere at a certain time and physically. But that was with all the other miscommunication, that who knows what happened, and I don't care to like dig into it.
Sure. No problem. Yeah.
It just didn't work out. And
Yeah.
honestly, if ADing was my career path choice, I probably would have fought for it more. And that's the realization that that was never my path, and I got sucked into it. That was always supposed to be a means to being able to do what I want to do, which is direct and write. And I haven't done that. I've been here, and it's almost half the year is almost gone, and I have not written anything. And that was the realization, like, okay, I need to be better at saying no, and to be able to have the space to let what I really want to do come in. And I think for filmmakers out there, you're going to come to this crossroads.
It's hard to say no.
It's very hard to say no, because we're under the FOMO thing, and there's the thought of like, hey, if I say no, then I'll never work again, or these projects are never going to come in, or whatever. And I think I don't know, we'll see. We're going to test this theory, but I think you have to do that. And this is the right timing. I mean, sometimes the universe has to force you to see that, which it did it like 2 or 3 times for me to be like, oh, okay, because let's think about it. I almost went to Morocco, didn't go to Morocco, was halfway to Austin. Now I'm no longer in Austin. So it's kind of, I think the universe is like, you idiot, please stop saying yes to shit, and like listen to your heart, and like do what you want to do and need to do, type thing. But it's just really hard, because we're trying to make a living as well, right? Yeah. But I think where I've come to is that I just need to be pickier, so that I'm no longer a full-time AD and a part-time and a barely part-time director. I need to be a full-time director and a part-time AD again. And it hasn't been that for a few years. So.
You have the tools under your belt, and
that's
I've
what
paid
matters.
My dues. Yeah. You paid your dues, but again, like, who's to say you won't? I mean, I always say never, right? Like, even as an actor, I'm like, no job is too big or too small. And then you realize, well, but
some are big.
Right. And some are very small. And like, but at the end of the day, it's your livelihood. But Christine, now that you are in Los Angeles, like, it's time for you to like, one, be present, create your community here, because there are so many resources and people that don't know your gifts as a director, as a writer, as all these things. And like, that's where your heart is. And I do think probably the Austin job that fell through. Honestly, I feel like God and the universe were like, hey, we want you to slow down, so we're going to scoot you back home.
I really think so. I mean, I felt relieved.
Someone says they can't hear me. How about now? Is that better? I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
How can you? She has headphones on, so I don't know
I had
how.
it muted, I think, on the Instagram, but now I don't.
Oh, yeah. Say
How's now?
Okay, this is better now.
Better.
Okay, good.
Thank you,
Thank
Eric.
you, guys.
Shout out to Eric, friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
And Melissa. Thank you.
And
guys.
Melissa.
Perfect.
And Melissa.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I think that's the thing is that like when you're in it, it just feels like you're never going to get another shot, and that no job is too small, which it is, but then your time is limited. And what I was realizing, like, sadly, while I'm petting a plant in the plant store, that I'm literally like petting this like really soft plant, and I'm like, look,
it's giving you comfort. You need comfort.
Look what the industry has done to us, Roxy. And listen, I'm realizing like I haven't been taking care of myself in the last few years, because I've been balls to the wall trying to make it happen. And this was the last straw for like, look, I need to, like you said, slow down, and I need to collect myself and realize what is actually important to me in my life. And it is directing, and I'm not able to do that if I'm working all the time ADing, especially when it's on projects that expect the world out of you but may not appreciate that. But and that's totally fine. It's because they want a full-time AD, and they deserve a full-time AD. And so it's also me doing a disservice to these projects too, because my brain and heart is somewhere else, right? So so I came to this realization, and hopefully you'll be seeing more directing stuff from me soon-ish.
That's what we want on the Get Reelisms podcast.
That's right. But I also I was gonna just say, like, being here in LA, like, when I got here, I didn't know fully how to tap in, right? Like, I knew that I needed new reps. I needed LA reps. I needed to like create community. And it's, it was me coming here, and then in the wintertime, like, I broke my knee and everything. Then the pandemic hit, and I was like, what? Like, what is my life? How am I gonna ever like take charge of my career? And then all of a sudden it's like, because I'm here, and I'm choosing not to go anywhere really, unless it's for a job. Right. Like, I've now tapped in, and like, I know a lot of people in LA in just a short period of time. So it's just like showing up. And then, I think, again, using your resources and being very specific about what you want. Yeah. And I think you know that. I mean,
already there were 2 moments that kind of like, showed me that this was the right thing. So Eric, who's on the podcast right now, had told me to go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. And
oh my God,
fantastic movie.
That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, all right, cool. And that little seed, I went and asked 2 of my friends, Brandon and Michael, to go watch it, and they're like, yeah, sure, like maybe this week we'll see. And then they came back.
The friends that I met.
Yes, the ones that were in the car. Yes. And I found Michael, where it's like, hey, there's this one screening on Thursday. We should go do it. I'm like, cool. I didn't really look much into it. We show up, and like Jamie Lee Curtis is the MC, the opener of yeah. And then, oh my God, that at the very end, Michelle Yao was there as well, as well as the other lead actor. I'm very bad at names, so I can't remember.
Oh my God.
He was the guy who did as a kid, was a kid actor, did like and they were all there, and the Q&A MC person was the kid from who no longer is a kid. He was a lanky teenager, but from Stranger Things.
Oh, crazy.
And
That's
and I
nuts.
was like, holy shit. And then on top of that, so at this point, I'm like freaking out. I'm taking photos and sending them to Eric, because Eric was the one who told me that I need to go watch it. And he goes, wait, are you here? And then I look over and Eric is also here at the screening, like
Oh,
unplanned.
that's so fun.
And that moment just made me realize that I was here. I was meant to be here, because Eric and I grew up together. I was taller than him, 7 years old. He's one of the oldest friends that I have in this world. And he was the one who was interested in film. I was not. I didn't know what films were or whatever. So he was making short films already as a kid that were actually quite good. In high school, doing different film stuff. And then, life happened. And both of us went and did consulting. But my love and urge and interest in film started to pull me. And when I left consulting, I went to go do films full time, but Eric was still stuck being a consultant. And I remember coming and visiting Eric in Chicago, that in LA. At that point, I was still in Austin. Then we ended up making a film together. Right, he wrote the short story, A Bird's Nest, was something he wrote in high school or middle school. That's how good it was that I remembered it. Anyways, yeah, I'm talking shit about you, Eric. Anyways, I adapted his short story, A Bird's Nest, into my first short film, A Bird's Nest. This was in 2013, and he was still working as a consultant at this point. And then we partnered up on a project together called The Earth Below, and that's how we all met Elizabeth. And so Eric, I wrote the story, and Eric wrote the screenplay for it, and then we made The Earth Below. That's how we met Elizabeth. And then fast forward, we're now both in LA, both doing movies. Eric is actually working on Netflix at a Netflix series right now, which is really exciting.
Fuck yeah.
And I am here trying to get an agent and start directing full time. And then for us to see each other at this unplanned event with an all Asian cast, that Michelle Yao and all these awesome people are talking, was like a moment of, okay, I hear you, universe. I'm meant to be here. Sure, I dealt with rats in my catalytic converter getting stolen. That was you making sure that I actually wanted to stay here, and I still do. I'm still here. And now you're showing me that I made the right decision. So
it's crazy. There's hazing involved when you move to LA.
It is. There is.
No, it's true.
And they say, I've read a lot of this, and I don't know if people believe in manifestation and stuff like that, but they say that when you're about to do something really big, usually something really terrible happens. Just a test. It's a test, right? It's like a test to see whether you really want it or not. And I feel like I've passed these tests. I'm still here. And now I'm seeing the rewards of it slowly, So, yeah, but this is not about me. This is about Elizabeth. But
no, but Christine, that resonates because you know what happened to me. And it's like, I got tested too. I moved out here, partner, was ready to go to pursue my career, but like with someone in a household and animals. And then all of a sudden it was taken away from me and I was injured. And then I was here alone being like, well, now I don't even know where else I could call home, because like I've done my chapter in Austin and in Texas. And like, I will always have a heart for Texas. You can take the girl out of Texas, can't take the Texas out of the girl, but
this is true.
Right. But just being here and surrendering to it, I'm like, okay, like, let's go. I have no other choice. And this is the only thing I know to do.
Yes.
Now.
I have no other choice. This is what I was telling my mom and dad. I was like, look, I made it extremely hard for myself to move. All my stuff is finally in one place after 4 years, and it's here. And like, I don't want to move. I'm in a great place, and it's do or die now. Like, I'm putting 100% in this, and the world wants me to put 100% in it. I mean, they're firing me from things so that I could stop taking jobs that don't serve me, and I need to just focus on what I've always wanted to do, which is writing and direct. And the fact that our film is coming out in May, has distribution and everything, Elizabeth's in it, Erzulie, so I'm focusing on making that a success as well.
Hell yeah.
And it will be.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. So yeah, let's segue into that. For those that are in Austin, we are kicking off the Erzulie tour in Austin, and the date is April 30th is the very first event in Austin, April 30th. It is a very special event because we're actually partnering up with a startup in Austin, utilizing like a very new technology that is not available to the public right now. It's designed for Olympic athletes, and it fell in my lap. It's actually a new client of mine. And when they demoed this technology, I was so blown away. I just met this person, and I was like, and really crazy idea, but would you like to do a film screening, because it's so awesome, your stuff is awesome, and like it's gonna be great. And they're like, okay. Sure. So to a little bit about how special the screening is. This company called Freestyle has discovered a way that you can transform the pool into a full-on movie screen, so that athletes, while they're swimming, can watch their stats live while they're swimming in the pool. It's projected at them. They can even watch a movie while they're swimming, whatever they want to do. The water is now a movie screen. And so what we're going
That's
to
fucking
do,
cool. Wow.
Yeah, fucking cool. So what we're going to do on April 30th, it's in South Austin, is we're projecting our film is going to play in the pool. If you don't want to watch in the pool, it's also playing on the walls on the side of the pool and on the screen on the pool. But while that's happening, mermaids are coming. They're going to be swimming throughout the pool. It's open swim. Anybody can swim in the pool. And what's really neat is that pool is like an aquarium. So the sides are, you can look underwater. So on the side, if you just want to see how mermaids swim in the water, you can stand on the sidelines and watch through the water.
Wow. That's awesome.
It's gonna be rad. So that's
crazy.
That's our opening night,
so cool.
21 plus event on Saturday. And then our Sunday is going to be a 14 plus, because it is PG-13, and we do want 13-year-olds and above to come watch. So that will be our like day swim, open it up to 13 plus as well, to come and hang out with your families and watch the film. And then we have a series of events happening in Austin, including a Q&A with the PGA on the 5th. There will be a screening should be AFS on the 6th of May. And then we close out our Austin chapter on May 8th at Kitty Cohen with a big mermaid party. So that's our Texas week. And after that, we launch into Louisiana, and then we actually have a limited theatrical release in New Orleans with the Broad Theater for a week. And then after that, we're part of Mermaid Convention in Sacramento. So we'll be there. So we'll be there. We'll be driving people to a theater down there that I'm still working on. And then after that, we have 2 confirmed events in Los Angeles, plus a limited theatrical. So with the the Laramie, the Lamel, is that how you say it? The Elm. All right, it's a independent theater chain in Los Angeles.
So cool.
Yeah, and so our two events will be this slumber party inspired studio lot party, which will be at Manhattan Beach Studios. It's the lot. It's a stage on that lot, but that lot is currently shooting Avatar. It's shooting The Mandalorian. It's basically
we talked about that last week. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's going to be like a really secret type event, and we're going to try to sneak in to try to see some of the other lots if we can. And then we're having a boozy brunch El Cid event for one of our screenings to kick off a week-long screening at right now. I think we're looking at the Glendale Lemley. That's how you pronounce it, the Lemley. So theaters. So and then, pardon?
Oh, I was going to say, remember, I have the sushi restaurant.
Yes. So there's still a lot of events happening. The thing is, like, Peyton and I are doing this by ourselves, basically the theatrical aspect of it. So we're adding events here and there, and it's still, you have to plan like a month in advance for these things to happen. So all this is taking place in May, but we've been planning since like January, basically.
I'm just in awe of you. Like, just hearing you say this.
You're doing a lot of work, Christine. You're doing a shit ton of work, but
and when
amazing
are you
work.
Not? And it's amazing work. And just thinking about like you preparing to shoot this film, and everything that you went through, then it's like, it really does take a village, but it takes strong leadership. And just between you and like listening to this tour, I'm like, I didn't even think that that's possible, but
that's a lot of locations.
You're making it possible, and
we're making it work. Yeah,
not only just a bunch of locations, it's like cool like locations.
Oh, they're rad. Yeah, like absolutely.
Well, I want people in this crew to feel proud of what they did, you know. So it's like yes, it's marketing, blah blah blah, but like it's kind of a community thing. Like it's hey, be proud of what you did. Let's just have a great party and have fun and watch the film while we're at it. And like, I want this to be people in Austin getting together that from the crew hanging out, and then in Shreveport, people in Shreveport getting together and hanging out, and then here in LA, that's just like an opportunity for all the cast and crew to be involved and have fun and celebrate. This.
Like, not everyone would be able to see filmmaking from your perspective. It's because for all the roles that you've played as director, as writer, as first AD, as second AD, as production coordinator, whatever you've done, you have seen how hard people were. And again, it takes a village, and I can tell just like such gratitude to be able to do what you love and to share that with the others that are creating. And like, you're just so special, Christine.
Well, I appreciate it. I hope people, I really
so special.
You too, Adam.
No, I'm not. Shut up. I'm kidding. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm so grateful that I had this opportunity, and from the time when I've edited every little bit of this, and I've gone through and put in the credits, and I've looked through the credits, and there's so many people that made this possible. And I think that's what's special to me, is that so many people, whether they believed in me or somebody from the team, they donated their time and resources or money or whatever. And it is really, like you said, a village that made this happen. And that's the only way it was possible. And it is, I want everybody that was involved to continue to be involved in making this film a success, So for me, it's always about more and more so too. It used to be like, oh, it's about the product and like how great the film is, but like having AD'd so many sets and been a part of bad sets, and it's the people, and it is the experience. And I will take a great set in a shitty movie any day, because these are the people that are important, you know? So like the crew, the cast, those are the people that you know, fight for, you know? So
yeah.
So I think that's why I want this to be a celebration and a party and a fun for all, and we'll see where the film goes, and it's all leading up to our VOD release on June 14th. So, but I mean, like, Elizabeth, while you were deep in the process, what did you, having been on 2 other Moth to Flame film sets, how was this experience for you, Erzulie?
I mean, first and foremost, like, every time you've knocked on my door, sent me a text, and like, hey, you interested in auditioning or being a part of something? I'm like, what? Yes, absolutely. Like, Christine, like, tell me more. And I think, you know, you telling your story about your friendship with Eric and this duality, but like closeness as well, and like your paths and passions, like, I saw that pretty immediately with Earth Below, you know, and like it, when we were reading the story together, the script, it was just like, there was so much love and passion in the storytelling, but like really getting like the human connection across. And I felt that way also with 6 Words. And then when we were gearing up for Erzulie, like thinking about the auditions into our Zoom rehearsals, I mean, you essentially cultivated community early on because you wanted us to feel connected. You also knew that like we're going to be shooting on location, but there's only so much time. And then on top of that, I mean, everything to do with like weather, like it's Louisiana. So it was, I mean, it was like very challenging in a lot of ways. And yeah,
it was.
But how incredible to see all of these people to come together. And even if there were difficult people too, like we figured it out and we trusted the process, you know. Yes. And I asked you, because again, it's like in the middle of the pandemic, it's like, okay, so we're going to be gone for how long? And I was like, I'll go longer because I have nothing really keeping me at home other than my sweet puppy, Gemma. And I have such an amazing roommate who is a great auntie to her. But like the moment I landed in Louisiana, I was like, okay, this is its own experience and I just got to lean into it, whatever it is. And I felt that, like, because actors came at different times, but like just the pre-production, you could feel, or I could feel myself becoming a part of the environment. I only left one time in those 3 weeks to go to Target with Zoe. And I was like, what? Who?
Civilization?
People.
What?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, it was crazy. But, you know, I think like me, Zoe, and Courtney, we all like stayed in the picture house. And that was its own like wildness, you know, because it was very intimate. And and then Diana would come over like most nights and just be in character, just in the space, and just like seeing how every actor like functions, because I think we all kind of do it differently. Sorry, my phone's dying, so I'm trying to make sure it doesn't.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
The Instagram might go away, but I could feel it happening from the moment I landed, you know. And then long nights, changing of schedules. Like, I'm a sleepy bear. I'm usually in bed by 10 or 11, and I take a lot of cat naps, but so doing like overnights and stuff, and like being in the water, I was just like, oh my gosh. But like it's like there was no time to say no. It was just like, well, we got to get this done.
Let's do it. I know
we're doing it. And you know, actor brain me, it's like you always want to impress the director and everyone around you, but at the same time it was like, you just got to be as real as you can and as present as you can. And I knew, because I've gotten to work with Christine on multiple projects, like if she got what she needed, she'd move on. And I had to trust everything about your direction and, you know, the team. And so I think coming back too from a pandemic and being like, how do I do this? Like, you have to trust your own talents or whatever. And it was wild to do all of the things at John Schneider Studio for that.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. And I know I was asking a lot from cast and crew to trust me, because we were like in a film camp. We couldn't go anywhere really. And it was the pandemic, and we had very little time to finish it all. Like originally I had tried to budget this thing for, I think I had wanted it to be a 15-day shoot. But the reality was I didn't have a budget for 15 days. And so it just kept getting condensed and condensed and condensed. And finally it was like, okay, I think I tried to get it to 10 days, but it was just not possible. And so I was like, okay, I guess 11 it is. And I had to really know my shit. And I have to have people that are good and trust me. And everybody was picked because of that. Like, just the rapport that I had with you and with Diana and all that stuff. Like, I know it's not easy to get just 2 takes and that's it, and just be like, no, I got it. Like, trust me, I've got it, you know? So, and there's so much stuff that was so technical. You're doing stunts that you've probably never done before, and like just trusting. And that I appreciate so much, because I know that was really hard. I didn't have the time to tell everybody every day like how much I appreciated you guys for being there, and I didn't have the time to like, I want to chat sometimes. I want to sit and chill and talk about the scene and all that stuff. Like, just there wasn't. People ask me what would have happened if you had more money or more time. I was like, that's the thing would be. I would have been able to do it for 15 days and not like stress out every freaking second. You know.
But you took it, babe. You took all the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you just let it hit you. And again, like, what makes good filmmaking and a good like filmmaker and the leader is like, you're like, I hear you, I see you, I hear you. Now, like, let's solve this problem. It wasn't like,
didn't
all
skip
right,
a beat.
you're done. Yeah. You go, but you're like, okay, I hear it. Now let's problem solve. Like, because there wasn't, like you said, there's no time to waste. And had you had more time and money, like, it probably could have been more chill. But like, this is the one thing about indie filmmaking too, in a lot of ways, right? Is like, you learn how to fly by the,
fly by seat of your pants,
and and then get creative, because one day we had a beach, the next day we didn't have a beach. Like, and
harsh reality for that one.
What?
Good God.
And Mother Nature doesn't give a fuck.
One day we had strangers who shouldn't have been on campus, like
that's
pretending like they worked production and eating our snacks, and the next day we didn't.
Ran them out. Yeah. So crazy. The craziness that happens, the deep south, the indie aspect of it. But like then like listening to Michelle Yao and them talk about their set, and they had 8 weeks. That's not a lot for how much they shot, so it's just like, you just got to know your shit. You just, when you don't have the luxury of time or money, it just is a test to being on top of your game. And that was the biggest thing, was like, everybody was on top of their game. And I look back on, I'm like, this production literally could not have been possible if I dealt with the same problems I deal with as an AD in other productions. We had our shit so together,
tightly wound,
so perfectly executed, and the things that didn't work were not within our control. They were because the weather. It was because people showed. It was like stuff that we could not have possibly planned for, but we were so good at our jobs, we were able
working around it, adapting.
Exactly. But I tell you, like, having AD'd a lot of shit shows, like, none of this would not have been possible if the same problems that were very preventable on other sets happened on our set. you know, so just
well, and you know, it's like, as when I showed up early, I was like, well, what can I actually do? And there wasn't too much that I could do other than be like, I'm here. I'm excited, you know, but it was really fun for me to also like share the gift of yoga with you guys. Cause like I used to teach and now I haven't. And then just to be like, well, just have a little break, because I think that we all found ways to balance ourselves out while like trying to live amongst the chaos. And I thought that was really cool. And like the opening night, essentially when most everyone got there, that circle that we formed and essentially like intention set and like introduced ourselves, and like it was, I mean, that set the tone. It was just so beautiful. Like I'll never forget that. And then that also feels like camp, where you're like, all right, I'm entering this thing with you guys, and you know, let's go and don't look back, you know.
Yeah, we were in a camp, and that was one of my most beautiful moments too. And just like, all right, we're all here. And like when we had our little production office barn thing, when people would show up there for breakfast, it was nice. Yeah. And then like, but then at the end, you know, the last survivors would all like, you know, have a beer together and, you know, reminisce. And then some people go to sleep. I would go to Colby's little house and watch dailies and the cut and everything, and then come back with 50 million ideas to scare the crew. Yeah.
I mean, you look so rested, and you looked fairly rested even on set. And I'm like, how does she do it? Like,
it's an illusion.
There's not enough makeup or war paint in the world to hide my sleepies. I'm like, and anyway.
Yeah, and that was, what a cool experience. And I just can't wait for people to get to see it and experience it in a fun way is the way I want to have it.
And you know, it was fun too. It's like, as much as we were all together, right? We'd have different breaks, we'd be shooting different scenes or whatever. Like I loved every time I would pass Adam, because like, I feel like you were always, I mean, you were doing like art department stuff and then I feel like other stuff, but it was just like, I didn't know when I'd see you throughout the day. And then walking across campus, I keep calling it campus.
It is campus.
It is. I'd be like, Adam, you know,
it's like, what's up, dude? Yeah,
up.
That was the other thing too, is like, this was the first time that I'm actually like close with the cast, you know, like I never thought that I would be close to you, or even closer to Diana and Courtney and, you know, everyone else. Like everyone was so nice.
Yeah, crew and cast, we were all mixed in together.
We were really like,
we were all very,
like, we're all
very
friends. We all meshed together. It was so crazy. Like, I know that was kind of on purpose, because Christine like wanted to pick only chill people, you know, who was just like, yeah, they know their shit, and we'll get shit done. But we meshed together so easily, and I love that. Especially like waking up in the morning and seeing all y'all just been like, what's up, dudes? What's up? We're done today, you know? And we carry on and shit. Even the overnights too. You just like, you all you guys at the pool just fucking shivering, and it's like, y'all doing good? Shit. You know, this is fun.
Or like walking through the forest after however many hours and being like, wait, what are we doing? And like in reality, the amount of time we were there, it was like, it felt very short, but like the preparation of getting there, and then like all of us girls in the boys' bathroom being like, okay, we gotta look like we were in the water. So we like got in the showers and then like immediately ran out and got on the ATV to go do it was just like, what's happening?
I know, it's just I'm glad you Adam, you pointed out that the cast and crew all meshed together, and
we all did.
I'm really big on that. I don't like the separation between cast and separation between crew.
Well, sometimes it's not the crew's fault. Like sometimes, like especially for art department, like I just won't at all.
Yeah, you don't have
any
time.
Interaction
you got other stuff you gotta do.
Yeah. But this time,
the
was
way
awesome.
It was structured. There was no way you couldn't not see everybody on.
Oh no, we lived together. Yeah. Yeah.
We really did.
Oh, so go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, like, because even like in Holding, when we were shooting at Picture House, like we were all like laying on your bed in the yellow house next door. And I'm like, Christine, and for hours, but like you as the director and like the leader, like you're sleeping on an air mattress and here we are just like probably deflating your bed, like soiling it with our like dirty boots, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But you know, we got very comfortable with each other,
yes,
to say the least.
Yes, but that's
for an introvert like me. Yeah, I was but it was strangely but satisfying too to have like everyone, like I got to wake up with all y'all just, you know, just chilling and all that, and then we go through the night. Sometimes we'll get silly and loopy, but that's like the best part too, you know.
Yeah.
And then get shit faced right afterwards.
Shit faced right after that.
I also liked finding you like on stage, just like when
Me?
I would, you, Adam, driving or like walking to hair and makeup and just seeing you take a minute on stage to yourself and be like, oh, there's Adam.
Yeah, I was like, hey, dude, what's up? Yeah,
yeah, we would all have our spots where we would all take a moment at. There were so many spots around the campus that we enabled that, and it was fun to see what people would do as well. So like there was like a workout group in the morning that would happen. And
between nice. Kelly teaching boot camp and me trying to teach you, it was like, oh wow, this is a pretty well-rounded like day or like camp, you know.
You guys are efficient as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we would have that, and then I would see Stryker walking off, staring at the river, and then I would join him.
I love seeing it.
Yeah,
and we both stare at the river. Every time I wake up, I miss that. Every time I wake up, I always walk around, and there's like the giant open field. Sometimes I'll just walk right through it, and in between the trees, I'll just see Stryker just stare off into the river, just staring, just standing there. He doesn't have any reaction. He just stands there staring at the river.
I just can hear like we're both times while I'll join him, you could just hear like our internal thoughts being like, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
It almost felt tribal though, because I feel like everyone would take a little walk to the river and just check on it. To be like, do we have a beach? Are we doing the scenes we had planned today? Or like, is it a wash and are we moving to the pool? Or
I told plenty of people that they're out of their minds. I didn't see the water rise. So I was like, the water's not rising. You guys are out of your minds. Then the overnight, it's like, it's up there. And I'm like, oh, maybe not.
So funny. Like, it was like that. We would all just be like, are we shooting that scene? No, rivers. Well, it looks like sun. It's finally sunny. Oh, but the river is higher. Yeah.
Right. How's that work? What? Yeah.
We're all so confused.
I also, real quick, just back to like kind of doing our little check-ins or like being on our like finding our little spaces and times to like have a moment to ourselves. I also thought it was really beautiful to have like check-ins with each other, you know, because I feel like we really had to, because there was tension at times and it was stressful and we were like tired. It was like so many things at play. Yeah. But I feel like we all figured out how to like read behavior of everyone and really nurtured when someone was like freaking out or tired or stressed and just like, are you good?
Are you okay?
Are you okay? It was just really beautiful.
It wasn't just like you guys that one day when you guys gave me my rap card earlier, that was between the first week. The first week was god awful for me because it was like it was all these outdoor things. It was so hard and like we were all learning about each other and there was just a lot of tension and I felt like I let everybody down. It was interesting because talking to like Carly and them and stuff like that, they were more stressed out because they saw I was so stressed out. And so they thought they were letting me down because I was so stressed out about letting everybody else down. So it was just a lot of like, oh, you're stressed out not because of anything we're doing. You're just stressed out because like you're worried that like everybody isn't happy. And then they're stressed out because it was just all sorts of like after that first weekend, our second week was like great. It was still stressful, but it was like the first week for me was like so hard. We had some of our hardest scenes of this first time the mermaid appeared in the freaking water. And I was like, I don't even know if it's going to work. The pool lights weren't working, like just like shit. But then like the finale came at the perfect time, you know, like it was the end of the film. It was like do or die. We're gonna shoot it, even if the beach isn't. It was Mother Nature was so mean.
She was being a
bitch. By the time we finished filming, the water levels were normal.
Yeah.
That was what was so effed up about it. It was like, okay, well, we'll just make it work because the water, it was like, it was still high, but not high enough where we didn't absolutely have a beach. We had half a beach. So I was like, we can make this work. This is how we're going to make it work. And then
felt like a sick joke, the river.
It was
afterwards. That was a horrible. That was horrible.
The sun is coming out and Joel's like, oh, I can see Camera Island again.
And when we were when we wrapped and you were like handing out the t-shirts and then we all ended up outside on the deck.
Yeah.
At the, like of the barn. I'm like, the sun is out. Like everything just felt like
beautiful.
It was calm again and beautiful. And it was like, what
just happened? Yeah. I didn't sleep. I think I stayed up till, so yeah, that happened. And then celebrated. Some people went to sleep. I ended up not. I think I finally went to sleep at like 3 p.m. or something. Yeah, because then it was like, oh, and then we gotta go get more food, and then we gotta go get like more alcohol. It was like
more booze, please.
More booze. And man, what
a ride, y'all.
What a ride. And to think, I mean, and I feel like even the pool, like the visual of the pool, like being covered with that green algae and then like being perfectly clear is like that alone was like its own like representation of like how like our experience went, like because I feel like once we got to relax after wrap, and then I was like, oh, some of us will be in the pool. It was just also eerie how perfect everything was like once it was done. But like I'm so appreciative of the chaos because like that's the story, that's the heartbeat. Like we should have to work to like create art, but at the same time, like we shouldn't be exhausted. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no, we lived in chaos. It was absolute chaos.
And everyone was resilient.
Like a crazy, Go ahead. Sorry, Elizabeth.
No. That's all I have.
Well, I mean, it was a fun chaos. It wasn't like it's every time I feel like we talk about it, like there's a I get worried like the audience are going to think, Jesus, did you guys actually have a good time? It's like, yes, no, we did. We promise.
No, we did have.
We had a fantastic time. It was one of the best experiences on a film set I've had so far. In my career, I've only been in this game for 3 years, so yeah, it's that was a dream come true, and again, especially working with all y'all. Yeah.
We had a wellness camp, so we had workout classes. We had puppies, dogs, like
we
all
had
around
puppies.
Camp.
We had
just
like
doggies
everywhere. It was so great.
Yeah.
And they would come and hang out and want to play and like just are like, great. Why am I awake and alive? And then they're like, here, like, this is why I'm awake and alive. Yeah, and they're so happy. Totally. And I'm happy now too. Like it was fun, despite it being crazy.
It was
chaos. It was
great chaos.
It was unlike, I can say it will be unlike most. We're gonna all go do other sets, and you're not gonna find a set like that. Like
no,
I've been.
It was lightning in a bottle for sure. Yeah,
and that closeness that you develop. There was one right before it that was like that, room 203, and that's I brought the same cast and crew to Erzulie, basically. Same crew to Erzulie for that reason. But it's this like, we're all in it together. We're tired. It's overnights. This is not normal, but we're going to power through it and make the most out of it. And we're going to try to help each other help ourselves. And it was beautiful.
It was.
It was really beautiful, and I really appreciate it. And like it was everything. It was the presents, the Amazon boxes have come in and assure me that like we're going to make it another day, because look, we just got beef jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Funyuns. We're okay.
We're gonna be okay. And, like, people care. And
I mean, talk about crafty. It was incredible.
Talk about crafty, like, right, Elizabeth? We cleaned up, bruh.
we sure did. But I feel like we made use of practically everything.
We ate everything.
We cleaned up. Oh yeah.
We cleaned up everything. And I know this because I was the last person to leave in terms of cleaning up everything. And I think we had one box of
seltzer water. That was like
water,
it.
which I took, and basically that was what I drank while I was on my way to stuff. And then there was one thing of Gatorade, which became what Carly and them drank after the
hangovers,
the rap party after the rap party in New Orleans.
Oh my god, yeah, they were wild. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
So yeah, and there was like maybe a bag or two of like one or two granola bars and like one or two bags of like, I don't know, Chex Mix or something. But literally, that's how, because usually off after set there's like a shit ton of leftovers and stuff like that.
Oh, there's so much food wasted on a set. Yeah,
there was none. Like it was calculated to that, like to the T. And like I cannot stress for all the people who like donated and like we used every little bit of everything.
Thank you guys. Yeah. If y'all are out listening, because it's so true.
God bless
and
you
even
all.
And even
thank you.
Thinking about catering too, like everything, like there was always enough. I feel like we got nourished in all the ways that we needed, you know, and didn't have to stress. I mean, there was that like first week where you're like, guys, because we were plowing through food and we were worried, but like to your point, like those Amazon boxes kept showing up, and then I would see Christine, you know, before like everyone's like officially back in, like opening boxes, live streaming, crying, but being like, thank you guys so much. Like the fact that you had the time, and you didn't actually have the time, but devoted the time to make sure that everyone knew that like their gifts were like being used, and how grateful like you, like all of us are, like was so incredible. Because I mean, I'm like the worst at thank you notes. So, and that's just taking a pen to a paper and giving it like 5 minutes, but almost every day, I feel like you clocked in live with people and shared this.
It was also a therapy session for me. It was a reminder that like we were not alone. Like sometimes if, and I was never alone, but sometimes it would feel that way because you have, and a lot of this, you know, I think about it and my friends ask, it's like, how much of this is self-induced pressure though? Like, why do you feel this pressure?
A lot of it.
And I'm like, oh, well, shit. Yeah. Some of this is my own doing, but I just felt so much pressure all the time. And those moments where I could unbox the things, it just was a reminder. Or like when somebody would come and ask how I was doing, or like when I saw two different departments chat and have fun with each other, or eat lunch or dinner or whatever together and stuff like that. Those are all the moments where I cherish, like, okay, we're a team and I'm not alone, you know, like people care and they want to see this succeed. And I think maybe that's where the pressure was like, so many people care that I need to do my absolute best to make everybody's time and resources worthwhile. That was where that pressure was. Like, I just felt so grateful, and I didn't want anybody to come out be like, well, I shouldn't have like bought that thing for them because they didn't give a shit. Like, no, like or like, oh, I shouldn't have come here because it was a waste of my time or something. Like, no, like I wanted to do everything in my power to work harder than everybody else, because everybody was working so hard for me, you know? So that was the pressure, but probably self-inflicted, but for a good reason, because I had everybody else that was working just as hard.
I have to say, when we would wrap at the end of the night, like most nights, the actors wrapping first, it was just like watching you and the rest of like the crew that stayed on to like making sure everything was put away and whatever. And then for you to have your meeting, your post-production meeting, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how you do it. I mean, truly, it's like you were given superpowers. I mean, you always have them, but like it was really impressive to see you throughout the entire day. I'm like, I don't think you slept that entire time we were there. And if you did, it was just like, but when?
It was a few minutes. Yeah.
It was a few minutes. Like, but yeah, I'm so excited and I'm so grateful that you let me watch it because I was like, oh, this is just all like the reminders of like what we did. And also like we pulled it off.
We pulled it together. Yeah, this is a good segue. So having seen it, what were your initial thoughts and like, holy shit, that worked? And like what I am interested in knowing like how you felt.
Okay, wait. Full transparency. I do need to use the restroom. Can you guys talk for a moment? And then
we can. Absolutely.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
Do your thing. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Go pee. Adam, you haven't seen it yet, right?
Not yet. I seen a little rough over at Schneider Studios, but
it's
nothing. Yeah. Also, I didn't see anything you added on the extra day.
Okay, good.
So including my dumbass.
Which screening are you gonna go to? You gotta go to one of the. You gotta go one. Okay.
I really want to go to. I'm gonna be there on the 30th. I think we're gonna be there.
Yeah, I think you need to go to that because that's gonna be like unreal, just different.
That's what I'm saying. Like I gotta go there. Yeah, so and I was actually like, I want to see if there's a like maybe even Bernsey wants to even come. Maybe I don't know.
I think that's a must. And then you should also go to the Kitty Cohen like party too.
Yeah, that's in like May 8th, right? Is that May 8th?
Whatever Saturday is.
Okay.
May.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try to get there. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm excited. I'm so stoked for the screening. I'm and the location too. I'm very excited about that too. But really, like Elizabeth was talking, like to see everybody again, like that's what I'm really looking forward to. Like, I mean, I know most of us are in Austin, aside from Elizabeth and some others. I think Courtney too. But it like I'm so excited to see everybody. Like
I hope you can figure out how to make it. Like if you need a ride, because I'll be driving everywhere. So
honestly, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna take it. I'll buy an Uber. I don't care. I'll get
figure out how you can. Because Leila's going to Shreveport. Figure out how you can go to Shreveport so you can like meet up with Reese and all the Shreveport people too.
Oh, I would love to. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Christine, when are you leaving?
Here, I will, because the last week of April is April 20th is my birthday, so I'll probably leave that last week to go to Austin, and then I will celebrate my birthday in Austin, and then also use that time to get everything set up and stuff like that. So I think the last week of April. So yeah, we should like hang. So
let's get together and then let's figure out because I don't know what I can or couldn't make work. It's been very hard to figure that out just in my personal life. But I feel like if we're physically together and can catch up, I can figure out how to. Because I would like to, make
definitely, I mean, the LA stuff you got to do, right?
Oh, for sure.
And we got to get like as many people possible to go and whatever for sure. But no. Like I would love for you to be able to go to the other stuff. So
yeah, cool. And then again,
fun
just to catch up IRL because you live here.
I know it's kind of weird. It's crazy. It's nice. It's nice. Like I actually put effort in decorating my room.
I was gonna say I love your shelf. That red shelf.
That's so cool.
Yes. So that red shelf.
Is that wallpaper? Is that a sun wallpaper or taco wallpaper?
So it.
Taco sun?
Illusion that it's wallpaper, but it's actually each sun like is a sticker.
Oh, fun! They're little decals.
Yeah, so I made like a sun. I made my own sun wallpaper.
Oh my gosh! I love that.
Yes. So, but
and you got it to stick on the drywall like that.
It's designed Anyways. For
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah,
was it hard? I've been looking into doing something like that, but
no, it's great. Really easy. go to shein.com, and their stuff is very cheap. Theirs is the cheapest stuff. I have here, I'll do a little tour of my room. I went sticker crazy a little bit. There's like stickers everywhere.
I mean, we don't need to see the toilet, but we appreciate it.
But there's like I just have words everywhere. Yeah. It's my little...
I love this so much. And I think like
never give up, no excuses.
No excuses, never give up. Yeah.
I'm so glad you like decorated your room, because I also feel like, did you ever think you would like live with friends at this age and like, I don't know, and like be in LA and you're like trying to figure out, like, to me, like when you're younger, you're like, by 25, I'm going to be married. Yeah. Have kids, like have, my career.
I never thought that this was going to happen, but it's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's so fun.
Yeah. Eric and I are in the same place. And then Roxy, like one of the first people I ever worked on in any project, like we're living together and they're awesome. And like, I don't know, it just, I already went to two events, where I got to see cast and crew and things like that. Like
you have like built-in family, like
built-in
really
friends and stuff.
Built-in family and friends. And then, now that I'm a SAG actor, like I know that there are like free screenings, and you can bring friends, I think. So
ooh, yeah, my plus one. Any of that. Yes.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
God damn.
So I know. So I'm excited. I'm excited to slow down and enjoy what's around me for once.
Which I'm curious how that's gonna. I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. Go ahead. Go ahead.
God, no. I was just gonna say, I can see it in your being. Like, I feel like you're giving yourself that permission to do so. I don't know for how long.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
But
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
I truly think that because this job didn't work out, you're like, okay, I have the permission to be here.
Yes.
Clearly it wasn't right for me. If it had been, you would have done it.
Yes.
But now you have time to focus on the tour, focus on like directing, like have a little bit of time to just like integrate yourself into this city that like makes you feel also more connected. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And that's what I've been doing. It's been like, okay, it's been weird because like, I'm like, oh, I have a weekend. Like I should go do something like fun. Yeah.
Maybe I should be a human. I
think the other day I got home a little earlier and like had time to like read. It was really strange. Yeah. So
ew, read. I'm kidding. I love that. That's awesome. You see, Christine, isn't it nice to slow down a little bit? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. No, just a little bit for sure. Now the question
next week on the podcast, we're going to see Christine losing her mind. And she's like, everything's too slow. I'm kidding. No, I think this is going to be great for you, Christine. I'm excited for you. And the future of Christine, the director, fucking Chen, dude. I'm excited.
Yes. And Elizabeth, who's killing it, and the SAG.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm so appreciative that you trust me and been in so many of my projects, and I can't wait for more to come.
I know, me too. I can't
wait to work with you again, Elizabeth. I know you're all the way in LA, but any chance I would work with you, I would definitely.
Thanks, Adam. And make your way out here. Open door policy. I've got a couch.
Yeah, we have a couch too. So
listen, guys, I might, I don't know. I have family over there too. I have some family in LA as well, and they keep bothering me. They're like, when are you gonna come? I'm like, shut up, but yeah, no, I might. But anything else you wanted to talk about Erzulie wise?
Oh wait, we were gonna talk about my impression of the film and what I
thought.
Yeah, please.
I think I was like so excited and nervous at the same time watching, because I was like, oh my gosh, it happened. We did it. And like, but what was wild is like, again, I couldn't, because as an actor, it's like you focus a lot on performance, and like you're like, did it land? Was I? And I just saw watching the final product and like feeling it, it's like it was so fluid, and I was like not surprised by it, but I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, see, Elizabeth, told you so. Christine knew what she was doing. And like, you know, again, actor brain being like, did I get it in those 2 takes? Like, I hope so. I hope this landed. And just seeing the edit, and Christine and I got to work on 6 words editing together, and like that is its own beast. And I think that you're an incredible editor, but it's fun to like see when things, my phone died. Is that affecting?
You're fine.
You can hear me going.
It's fine. You can keep going. We're on Facebook still. Right?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, there's a little bit of an echo.
Oh, now there's a lag or a weird like echo.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe I think we're good.
Okay. I'm so sorry, guys.
No. It's okay. It's all right.
But just like all the little nuances and things that we talked about, like pre-shoot day or like in our rehearsals, even over Zoom, like talking about the pollution and the toxicity and the like little things where it was like, how is this going to play into like the final cut? And I just and what each character's like past traumas, like how those were like a part of who we were, but how we were like overcoming them within this like group circle of friends, and like this challenge of like, you know, in my case, being in love with my close friend and also trying to protect her and my group of friends, and, you know, being the smallest of them all, but being like, I'm going to protect and like, you know, trust and know that I could do so as Violet. And to see kind of like these subtleties and nuances, but things that we really worked through in rehearsals, and even like while we were shooting, and being like, does this make sense for the character? It was just so cool to see it like in one nonstop picture show. You know what I mean? Because I think to think about all the things that stood in our way actually in production, but then like see the story just flow so beautifully. And like, oh my God, like the mermaid stuff is just so cool. And like, who would have thunk like how you would pull it off? But I mean, and not only did you pull it, it's like beautiful. It's like, it looks very high production for what we had. And I still feel like we had a lot of, I mean, I don't know. I'm always, you know, I'm in the mindset because Robert Rodriguez says, you know, you can make a movie for $7,000, and you can, but like in contrast to like how much money you've had in the past for other projects, like this one, there was a lot of money, but still with the posts, like after effect, everything, like,
well, that's the thing. It's like, you're right. It's certain departments got frustrated because yes, there wasn't enough budget for certain things and blah blah blah. But then I'm like chatting to like the OGs, so like Kelly and you and Roxy, and we're like, this is the most money we've ever had in our entire life. Yeah. So it's perspective, right? It's perspective. Like that's why I think I was just happy, because like, yes, this was extremely ambitious for what we were doing, and for the ambition of the story itself, it probably would have helped out if we hadn't doubled the budget. But in context, this was the most budget we've ever had to work with on anything ever.
And
so
it just looks so beautiful. And again, like, and I knew it and I trust it, but to know, be like, Christine, if she sees it and she has it, she's already 5, 10, 15, 20 steps ahead as to what she's planning to do, and she pieces together. And you were like, yeah, editing while we were still shooting and not sleeping. Right? Like,
yeah. And well, that's what I'm saying. Like that last day when Stryker was like, Christine has gone rogue, because I was like, we need this and this and this and this and this. There was a reason for it, you know. Yeah. Like I watched every single day. I think there was one day I didn't watch the edit, but I watched the next day, and it was because like Colby was like, I need to go to sleep. I'm like, okay, cool. So I watched the cut the next day, but every single day I would watch it, and it was like therapy as well, because it was like, oh, that worked, sweet, you know, like it was a nice check check-in moment to realize like we knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
Even though in the moment it doesn't feel that way. But yeah, no, I'm glad that you got to see it and see why certain things were the way they were, or when I said we got it,
and just to like see kind of just like the way that this group of girlfriends, and I've gotten to work with Zoe before, and I knew Diana like just socially, but we had never gotten to work together. And then, you know, Courtney was a new addition, and so was Leila, like to my world. I was just like, I mean, pretty good. We pulled it off. Like, we look like a old group of friends forever. And we acted as such.
Every single person that has watched the test screening, that was their biggest thing comment wise, was that it felt like you guys had been friends for a very long time. And that is a testament to how you guys work together, and just the amount of detail and the bonding, the time that you guys took to get to that point. So every single person was like, I really love the friends. Like it reminded me of my friend group, or yada yada yada, you know, like,
yeah.
So
and I just think there was so much trust, even if like we wanted to second guess things, you know, like there really was, and it between the actors, but just between everyone. And I think that, like, you know, again, that first night, I mean, I think that totally set the tone for how we were all going to behave with one another. And to your point, like the cast and crew, like there wasn't division between cast and crew. Like we all cared for each other. And I think back to you wanting to like make this a celebration with this tour for all the people that were involved. Like, yes, and thank you so much. But I am just so thrilled and excited to share the film with, you know, everyone else, because yes, and unfortunately they won't get to have experienced what we did together, and that's so sacred and special. But you can just see, I think, all of the layers in commitment in the film.
Yeah. So everybody, Elizabeth's not on Instagram, but because her phone died. Make sure you guys can all hop over to the Facebook on Get Reelisms, or just when it comes out, go to ErzuliFilm.com to see where we're going to screen, in which location and whatnot, because we're coming, and we're also partnering up with this thing called Gather. So if there's enough people who request a certain theater in a certain location, you guys can actually make a screening happen, which is pretty damn cool. So anywhere in the world. So something to think about. So if you want to see this in, I don't know, New York, or you want to see this in Sacramento, or wherever you are, just get a group of people. I think on average it's like a 50-person group at least, but to make it happen, and you guys can watch the film. So yes.
And I think the film, it has a perfect amount of everything like that you'd want in a, you know, watch. You get your friendships.
Yeah, you get
action, get your humor, you get your action.
Yeah.
Taking down the bad guys.
Like, I think so. I think it's fun. I watch and I have fun.
Care about the environment, like all of this. I'm like, check.
Yes. And I think it's I've always wanted to make a film that, I guess, cult status, it's more just, it's an evergreen film. It's a kind of film that you'll want to just watch it again. Right. Yeah. I rather that. I think there will be a time when I'll make that film that's like, oh, this is going to change the world, and it's like Oscar winning, and it's probably going to be dark and dreary, and you want to watch only once type thing. But I really want to make a film that you can just play over, like Jurassic Park, you know, like, see, that's what I love about old Steven Spielberg films, is this like playability, right? Like, I could watch Jurassic Park multiple times. I could watch E.T. multiple times. Like it's got all the bits of like some of the feels and whatnot, the action, and it's fun, and I can watch it with my fan. Like that's the kind of film that I would love to make. You know, is stuff that friends can watch when they're 13, and then like when they're 20 something, they can watch it again and be like, well, remember the time when we had a sleepover and like it was great, and this is technically PG-13 and parents don't know that we're watching this, but we're not supposed to, but we did, like that fun stuff.
That was me and Ghost.
That was me and Empire Records.
Oh, amazing.
I mean, the sleepover event in Manhattan Beach Studios is inspired by that, but like one of my favorite memories is I got to go to like one sleepover like in my whole lifetime, one, and it was in middle school. And I remember it was like we did each other's makeup and stuff like that, and they play like Empire Records, and there was like sex in there and like things that my parents would never let me see, and it was fun, and we made pizzas, and like it was just, I don't know, it was a good time, and that's what I want like for people to be able to experience.
And the soundtrack, the composer is so,
Nick killed it. Nick killed it. Nick killed it. Camille killed it with her. That's her singing in the beginning and the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was in both of them when we were recording, and the song at the end was like on the fly. So I was like, okay, so this other song I really want is like it's a variation of that first song, and so then we came up with that like on the fly
remix.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
I want that song to get remixed and released to like clubs and stuff like that. I feel like it would do well. So it's a sexy song. So
Camille.
Yes.
And I think that was really beautiful too, to see you guys both on set, but like have written it together, having like taken on other roles when we're actually shooting, and just seeing kind of like the creative brain just mixed together in one pot. And
I wish there was one day, like when we have a bigger project and something, I wish there was always somebody like almost like reality TV show wise, like following us with cameras, because like the parts that you guys didn't even see would be like us going back to the Yell House, and then me and Camille spending yet another 2 to 3 hours like brainstorming how to rewrite certain things. One of the scenes that was rewritten is the finale, and because of weather, because of scheduling and everything, us like sitting and being like, I would come out and be like, okay, I have an idea. What about, and then this, and then and Camille will be like, okay, I think that works. But I really feel like this particular line is really important, and I'll be like, okay, we slip it in here, and like it was a lot of that, going in, and or I'll come in and be like, I don't think we need these scenes. Like I think from here we cut to this, that's enough. I would rather us devote that time to this other scene that we really need, and so it was a lot of that back and forth, and I really wanted to respect her too, as a co-writer, and always making sure that she was okay with everything as I am working real time with how to, because I'm cutting in my head the whole time. So
of course you are.
But I'm like, okay, I have this and so I'm like cutting the whole time and like knowing what I absolutely need for the story, So, and I know that that's not super common for a lot of things, because a lot of times, like once you have the script, like you can do whatever the fuck you want with it, and there's not really much respect for the writer. So, but this was
which is unfortunate sometimes, but
that's how it goes.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. And so this one, I was like, I want to make sure like that we're both happy with how it comes together writing wise, even though it means like I think we cut like 10 scenes like from the script, they never made it to, but the thing is like what we did shoot, every single thing got used, nothing got cut, every single thing got used.
Crazy, but I also thought, again, like if we didn't get, and I don't even think, how could we know in the moment, because there were so many changes, right? Yeah. I mean, there were so many things that like got in the way where we were like, okay, well, we need to at least accomplish this, this, and this, because you absolutely needed these scenes, this dialogue, whatever.
To make sense for this.
To make sense. But I also appreciated like afterwards, like, okay, this could have been more clear. And then here we are, you know, I'm in Sweet Peyton's closet and we're doing like ADR, just getting a few extra lines so that like when there are those moments, like you seamlessly added those in, and I had to be like, is this from that? Like, you know what I mean? Or like,
oh yeah, I forgot. You see why I did those lines now?
Yes.
It's
so cool.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of lines that we went in and added ADR to just clarify things, and this came from screen testing and that's me also understanding and appreciating a brand new audience and how they're understanding, interpreting the film, you know? So like you can't ever plan for that perfectly, because you have to think is Camille and I have lived with this world from the inception. So it's hard for us to stand outside of ourselves and be like, oh, what we thought was perfectly clear is actually perfectly clear. And sometimes it was not, you know? And so getting that feedback was amazing. And I've totally forgot that this is the first time that you've seen it with all the things that we were collecting from the back end to fix or make it to improve the film. So it's I'm excited to hear that you see now why we had those things added, and that they all added to the film.
Totally. Well, and it was interesting too, because like you gave us context for why you needed them when you would email me like, hey, can you send these over? But like trying to get the tone and trying to like be like, okay, well, if this is when we're in the water on the beach or wherever, it's like, okay, I've got to come from, sorry to explain, like the state of being, and I've got to now take myself back to the environment and be like, you know, here I am like running in place, or like being outside the closet and like, okay, Peyton, I'm gonna shut this door now. All of a sudden I'm in, you know. it was
great. It was fun, and putting it together and being like, oh, that works, and then like, okay, that definitely helps make more sense. And that was a fun, that portion of it was a fun learning experience for me too. Good. Because I don't think I've ever had anything where I had that much time to be able to go back and like tweak and fix and stuff like that. Because like all our shorts, like what we got was what we got, you know. And then we make it work, and because of timing and like money and lack of and stuff like that, the stakes weren't as high. It's kind of like, okay, this is the short, and like this is the best we can do with it, and here it is, you know. This one, it was like, we're going to spend the time to make it the best we absolutely can and fix it and continue to analyze it and stuff like that. So it's neat, because I definitely watch it now and I'm like, okay, yeah, like this is, you get to a point where you're like, I'm just sick of it. And I can't watch this anymore and I at least I can watch this without being like, oh, that's a problem. I can watch through the whole thing now and be like, okay, it all works. Yeah.
I hope that's a good feeling, Chrissy.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah,
it's a great feeling. It took a while to get
and
there.
I think like,
I bet
no one project defines you as an artist, right? But
but that's the hard part. It's hard to think about that.
And you can always come back to the drawing table with a piece of art and be like, I can tweak this, or I can, you know, like, so I think it is just a testament to saying like, you know, you've done it, you've picture locked it, you know, you've done all the things, and you're like, okay, I can stand back and appreciate it as a standalone piece of art, but also like, God, like think about what came with it. And
Vivian, we're actually interviewing a actress, but her phone died. So if
I think we might have a little more juice.
A little bit. Okay, get on there if you can. Vivian's like, what are you guys talking about?
Sorry.
So we have a film that's coming out called Erzulie, Erzulie film.
Okay, how do I join, Christine?
Oh yeah, just here. I'll request you again. Cool, invite. Cool. And yes, Elizabeth's phone, who's our lead actress in it. She plays Violet. Oh, there she goes. Her phone died, but she has a little bit of juice now, so we can continue the conversation just a little bit longer before her phone dies again. So yeah, no, please come watch Erzulie film. we start screening. The kickoff party is in Austin on April 30th. And we are screening in a different city for the whole month of May. So in theatrical, limited theatrical on demand. So and then it comes out to streaming platforms on June 14th. So yes.
Heck yeah. It's fun to be like, I'm with the band. Oh wait, we are the band.
We are the band, dude. Yeah.
We are the band. Yes. It was a lot of hard work, and I'm just happy that it's happening. People get to watch it. But yeah, going back to like being able to watch it and be like, okay, I actually have an old blog that I need to release at some point that I've written around New Year's, but it was about like around Christmas was when I picture walked it, like for reals. And it was really scary. And I wrote in this blog that like, what's scary about it is I no longer have an excuse. I can't say, oh yeah, we're still working on it. Yeah, we're still tweaking it. Oh yeah, this is a rough, we're not quite done with it. We're gonna fix it, and it's blocked. So at that point, there are no excuses. It's like this
You're
is
at the point of no return.
The point of no return. This is it. And whatever problems there are, that's just how it is. And you're going to have to live with it and deal with it. And I can't no longer hide behind, oh, it's a rough draft. We're still fixing it. And, we're tweaking it. So now it's just like, well, that's what it is. I'm sorry that you didn't like this particular one scene, but I love it.
Right. You should love it though.
And you should be so proud. But again, like nothing to find, like you've only grown from being able to do this, but to be able to be like, this is a representation of where I was at and my creative brainchild, like you got to nurture it for what, for what it is. And it's a good one. So y'all get ready.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great one, ladies and gentlemen.
Erzulie Film, guys, go watch it. Erzulie Film. If you want to know the latest screenings and times and stuff, go to erzulifilm.com. We actually have been from the list of people who sign up. We do a monthly drawing. It's going to increase in April. And our last winner was Mia King, who's awesome.
Woo, I love Mia.
She's a local Austin actress, and she won our drawing. So please go on to erzulifilm.com to enter your email so that you know when the events are coming to your town or city, whatever. And you might even win a free download of the film on iTunes. So yeah, please go do that. And I guess it's been an hour 30, so I guess we should go on with our
Sure. Yeah, we can take this in for a landing. That's been the Get Reelisms podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Like Christine said, please, erzulifilm.com. We have all the dates. Come to a screening. Please experience this once in a lifetime event because it's not going to happen again, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. We're at the threshold of the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. This is
shoulders with us.
Go see Elizabeth.
Exactly. Go see Elizabeth. If you're in LA, go see Elizabeth. Go see Roxy. Go see everyone who's helped out. If you're here in Austin, you'll see my dumbass. You'll see everyone else as well. Shreveport, Reese. You'll see everyone there. So.
Camille,
please.
Yes,
Camille,
please.
You gotta participate, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot wait to see you. We cannot wait to see the film. erzulifilm.com.
Ask us all the nitty gritty. Ask us all the not fun stuff. We have so many stories to tell.
Come drink with us. Come share. Yeah, we're gonna
commiserate with
it's all going to be happening at erzulifilm.com. Getreelisms.com for your book, ladies and gentlemen. Still the Get Reelisms podcast. Have we forgotten? No, we have not. It is
Jason,
the Get Reelisms book.
Hopefully, actually, Jason, you should jump on a podcast next week if you're free. I'll send you info. Yeah, we gotta hear from our villain. Jason Kirkpatrick plays our awesome villain.
Who I try to take out. Do I succeed? You'll find out.
Oh shit.
Yes. So yeah, Jason, I'll send you a message and see if you're available so we can get you on the podcast to talk about how crazy it was. Hey. Hey. So yeah, ErzuliFilm.com, guys, and watch it. Tell us about it. Drink with us. It's gonna be a party. It's not a serious film. It's a fun film.
It's a fun film.
A fun film.
Sure is.
So yes.
And you guys are so fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Elizabeth. All you have to do is just text me, text Christine. We'll have you on. Doesn't matter. Just be like, hey, I'm getting on this week. It's like, yeah, all right, we're here now. Everyone else too.
Next thing you know, I'm just gonna be sitting next to Christine. It'll be like, there she is, and then I'll be like,
and there I am.
Oh shit. Yeah, dude, that would be rad. Okay, I think that's it.
That's it. Go for Erzulie. I just saw Sarah get on. Austin screening coming up. Come.
Hi, Sarah.
Everybody, ErzuliFilm.com for all your Erzulie film needs. Come to a screening, please and thank you. VOD release in June 14th, right?
Yes, June 14th. Yes.
And but I mean, listen, you want to come to one of these events, ladies and gentlemen, and you want to catch Erzulie on a big screen. That's what it's meant to be. That's the place where it's supposed to be at.
You want to come and play we have an Erzulie drinking game it's coming to theaters. And yes, hi Sarah. Yes, and then some of our cast and crew are going to be at all events. You want to come to an event. It's going to be different. So
that's right. Okay. That's it. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Hopefully,
catch you on the flip side, everybody.
Peace, love. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye, Sarah.
Out.